OpenAI's Operator is here.
We've got something exciting for you today. We're going to launch our first agent.
This is the first system from OpenAI that is agentic, meaning that it will go out, do things for you on your computer, and hopefully return the results that you want. We'll talk a little bit here about exactly how good it might be, how to get access to it right now. Spoiler, it's pretty expensive. You got to pay the $200 ChatGPT Pro subscription, and talk a little bit about what the future of this might look like. Let's get into it. This morning, Sam Altman teleported from the White House back to his offices in OpenAI, got on a live stream, and showed off the OpenAI Operator. This is a brand new agentic system from OpenAI that is very much like what Anthropic dropped in computer use, but this is going to be available to the public. So the basic idea with agentic AI, and this is what OpenAI refers to as level 3 AI, is that it can go out, do things for you in the world, and come back with a result. And that is the promise of these AI systems, right? If you can get it to do something for you that might be like kind of annoying, like get your groceries, which we'll talk about in a little bit, and then just have it done, that saves you a lot of time. Now, there's a few caveats here. First and foremost, this is a preview. So this is an early stage version of what we're looking at here. And as I saw them go through this demo, you could see a lot of issues that are going to come up, but it's a very cool thing to be able to try at the beginning. First and foremost, you ask Operator to do something.
Okay, so I'm going to start with something fairly simple. I'm going to use OpenTable and say, book me a table for 2 at Beretta tonight at 7 p.m.
And one of the things that's interesting is that they've clearly built into the system specific websites that you can choose ahead of time if that thing is what you want. So you could go to StubHub for tickets, or you can go to Instacart for groceries, and that will allow it to automatically know the right place to go. But according to Sam and the group here, they also are allowing you to just let it go do stuff. In the groceries example, they took a picture of a shopping list. It was 4 or 5 items written down, and they went to Instacart and they watch it go step by step. When you hear about like step-by-step reasoning, I guess this is step-by-step action, so you can watch it click around in a virtual server. So it's populating a virtual internet server. You're watching it click around. You can stop it at any time, but you see as it's doing stuff along the way. So it goes through this Instacart shopping list and picks up all these different groceries, and then kind of comes back and asks you at the end to check out the list and do all this other stuff. It is not perfect. There was a number of stops throughout this demo that definitely made it feel like it was a little bit wonky, but you can see a future where an agent will go out and do stuff for you and then just return it. Here are my big questions right now. One, I think this is going to be entirely dependent on how personal you can make this. How personalized will you be able to get with it? How well will it remember your preferences? One thing I know with any new AI system, obviously, is that training is going to be super important. Will it train itself on my data so that it remembers what kind of spinach I like? I mean, maybe I like this brand of spinach and not that brand of spinach, and I'm just wondering how well it's going to do that. The other thing they talked about was places that it can go wrong.
The framework we used to think about this was one centered around misalignment.
Obviously, I could make it go wrong. I could be a malicious user. A website out there could be malicious, or the agent itself could be trying to do something malicious. It's probably a long ways away from having some sort of direct access to your bank account or stuff like that. But you can imagine a world where this could pay your bills or do all that sort of stuff and kind of keep track of your finances. There's a level of trust there that I think is going to be tricky and hard to kind of figure out as we go forward. So anyway, this is a really cool new step. Right now, it's available for the ChatGPT Pro subscription level. That is the people who are paying $200 a month. That is not me right now, but you know what? I might consider it to try this out specifically. They did say it's going to roll out to ChatGPT Plus users. I think this is something you have to consider at the earliest stages of something that's going to be useful. One of the things I keep coming back to is just how much hand-holding this is going to need in the beginning. And it just feels like it's going to be pretty clunky. But The idea that we get to, say, in a year from now, a very free flowing, workable agent that can do these things. And then imagine the next step that you have a personalized robot a couple years down the road who has this sort of agentic thinking in their brain and can actually go out and do this stuff. You can see a future where AI is coming pretty strongly. Partner that with the O3 reasoning model that they announced and will be assumed to be rolling out some point soon. This is coming very fast. So we have to remember, this is like the baby steps on the way to AI doing things for us. And the other thing that when AI does stuff for us is it going to do is it's going to eventually do some version of our job. So all of this is like bubbling up in the future, but it is something that's super important to think about. It's kind of a big day at OpenAI. Obviously, agentic systems have been in the works for a long time at other places, and Anthropic really got here first with computer use, but this is going to mainstream the idea of an AI doing stuff for you. Oh, and last point, Google is going to hate this. They will have their own version, but imagine a world where you're not really searching the internet for anything anymore. If you want to buy something, you send your agent to go do it. That is where we're at right now. We'll have more analysis on this later. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the YouTube, and we'll see y'all soon.